Hello, Internship Seminar class. A few of you have asked some of the particulars of how to work in Pathbrite. So I'm going to give you a little example here. I am building a portfolio in Pathbrite, which is found on this tab. You just say portfolio and that you want to add a portfolio. You'll call it something. I'm calling mine sample portfolio because it's a sample for you. It will ask you what this portfolio is about. For me, I said I'm creating this portfolio as a sample, blah, blah, blah. For you, you would probably say something to the extent of, this portfolio includes a collection of work for Margaret Moe while she was a student at Lee University, something like that. So a couple things to know about portfolio. That when you drag and drop items in here, they kind of by default go into this particular type of format where I'll drag something in. It is being imported at this moment. I'll put that down. And I want to show you a couple things once it's imported. This is going to end up being my cover page. What's the very first thing that people will see in my portfolio? Almost there, importing. Okay, it's coming. And at first it will come up like this awful purple blue thing, which is not what mine looks like. But don't worry, give it a second and it will actually put the correct document in there. Woo, there we go. Sample portfolio. Now you'll notice a few things. It has a bad name, screenshot. I don't want it to be called screenshot. So I'm going to double click on it, and if you come over here, you can see there's a title. So I am just going to now title it Sample Portfolio, and I'm going to get rid of screenshot 2019-06-12 at blah blah blah. Okay, I'm going to just go to the bottom here and say I'm done editing the item. So now my title is changed. I'll need to do this on all of them. Now I'm going to import another screen that says, I've already imported resume and then my resume. And now I'm going to import a little title card that says cover letter. And then we will let that come up here. Now it's going to put it way up at the top, which is not really what I want, but once it gets here, we'll deal with it in a second. I'm also going to now put in a sample cover letter for people to see, so it's going to import that as well. Okay, I'll take it a second. There it goes. All right, now I don't want to have these two things at the top. What I want is to have the cover letter. So I'm going to click on these little arrows here, and I'm going to drag this down there. And now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to drag this down to under the cover letter. All right, so I'm going to add a few other things. I'm going to have a title card for, let's say I'm going to add this title card. And all I've done to create these title cards is I went into PowerPoint and I just had a PowerPoint that I liked the looks of, and I just wrote up these title cards. I personally just took a screenshot of each one of them because I find that easy to do on a Mac. It's not as easy for all people to do screenshots, so you could also save your PDF as individual pages. You'll have that option if you do the save as. You can save it into individual pages so that each page is a JPEG, and that's pretty easy to bring in. Okay, so logo design samples, I'm going to put that at the bottom now. So although it was loaded at the top, I put it up here. All right, now One thing I don't like about this is that it gives everything kind of equal weight. But if you go over to the side, you'll see that there's this thing that says Style and Layout. So right now I've already clicked on it, but right here is what it normally looks like. Style, and here I clicked on Layout, and there's different ways to put it. And I find the way that I like it personally is a grid. The grid is nice, although what it does is it takes what I want to be my cover page, took my cover page off. So I'm actually going to reload my cover page in, because for some reason, once it takes my cover page and puts it as this smaller square document instead of the large rectangle, I haven't figured out how to get it back to the size I want. So what I find a little easier to do is I'm just going to upload that same screenshot again, and I'm going to then delete this one that's a smaller square, which is a size I don't want. So let me show you. I hope. This should come soon. Come on, any second. I feel like I should have a song that I'm singing to you while this is going on. And I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to tell it again. Okay, it did it again. That was very bad of it. So we all have problems with Pathbrite. There are some things that aren't all that nice. And so yes, the professors deal with it too, which is sad. Okay, so I'm going back to the Style and Layout. It's in a grid, and now I'm just going to delete this. You know, actually what I'm going to do first, see about putting it at the bottom. Can I? Let's see, actually, just for a second, I'm going to interesting. I'm not sure why it's not working how I want it to. Here we go. So all I had to do was just drag that over. And here I can just adjust the size, I think. There we go. Okay. So all I have to do is really drag this where I want it to be and adjust the size. So there we go. All right, so this looks good. That way my resume, and then there's a cover letter. I have a nice little title page cover letter, or resume, and then there's my resume. Then a nice title page cover letter, logo design samples, and at this point I would add in a few different of my design samples, and then I could have some other categories as well. But just so you know, that's what you can do, and just reminding you that we want to change the names on these. So like sample portfolio, again, right now it says screenshot, and I want to get rid of that and say sample portfolio. And I will do that with all of these. So for some of them, just getting rid of that .doc and capitalizing, and there we go. We're good. Okay, so this is what you would want to do to create, I kind of call it folders, but sometimes categories is what we want to say. You have some other things you can do, like theme. You can have either a light theme or a dark theme. I like the dark. And so you have some things that you can play around with here, though. So that's pretty cool that you can do all of these things. So good luck, and I hope it goes well with your portfolios. Bye-bye.